Shrimatre Namaha. 81 Nama in Lalithasahasranama is Mahabhashutastragni Nirthagdasura Sainika. This is a 16-letter Nama as per Sanskrit literature. Nama means name. When a person would like to chant with this Nama or pray with this Nama to Lalita Mata, one should say it as Om Mahapashupatastragni Nirthagdasura Sainikaye Namaha. Mahapashupatastragni Nirthagdasura Sainikaye Namaha. This is the way we can chant with this one single Nama. Mahapashupata. This is a weapon name, the greatest fire. Nirdagdha. Burnt into ashes. There is nothing. Ashes means there's nothing that it is remaining of that physical form. So when that is called as Nirdagdha, burnt into ashes. Asura Sainika, the army of demons. Army of demons of who? Bandasura's army. In the earlier Nama, if you remember, we mentioned that Karangulikanotpanna, that Nama, 80th Nama, Narayana the Shakrutihi. Most of the demons, as per Lalitopakyana, when we chanted that Nama, we mentioned that Dashavataras of Narayana, who were created from the nails of the fingers of Lalita Mata, killed most of the demons of the Bandasura. Although most of the demons were killed, still some of the Bandasura's army remained. So, in order to kill them, goddess, by using this weapon called Pashupatastra, she burnt every remaining demon with this weapon, by using this weapon, and not a single one of the remaining army power of Bandasura were left out in Bandasura's army. Usually Pashupata weapons are two types, Pashupatam and Mahapashupatam. Pashupatam's presiding deity for this weapon is Shiva or Ishvara, whereas Mahapashupatam, the presiding deity for this astra or weapon, is Sadashiva. If you remember our earlier Nama Pancha Brahmasanasthita, there we started mentioning 5 avatars of Shiva, Rudra, Sadashiva, Ishvara. So one of the preceding deity for one weapon, Pashupatam, is Shiva or Ishvara, whereas the preceding deity for the Mahapashupatam, where it is mentioned in this Nama Mahapashupatam, is Sadasiva. Pashupatam and Mahapashupatam, if we would like to correlate these two weapons or astrams to the current world, these are like atom bomb and hydrogen bomb. Until unless it is very necessary, these astras or weapons should not be used. That is why it is mentioned that these weapons should be taught to those who are wise and prudent. If it is used, or if these weapons are used in a wrong place or a wrong situation, that may cause a serious adverse effects. For example, the World War II and its impact on the cities in Japan called Hiroshima and Nagasaki are the examples. If you go through the two cities situation currently, still the impact of that World War is there on those two cities. The atomic bombings were used on those two cities at that time during the World War II. The atomic bombings of Hiroshima and Nagasaki that happened in August 1945, at the conclusion of that World War II, that is marked as the first and only use of the nuclear weapons, these atom bombs and hydrogen bombs, which are the nuclear weapons in the armed conflicts. That's the first time it has been used. And that devastating attacks immediately ended the war in the Pacific, but resulted in a catastrophic immediate and long-term consequences for the residents of both the cities. If I remember people saying that not even a grass that can be grown in that area because of the impact of that particular nuclear weapon that was used, right? Atomic bombing during the World War, August 1945. So it is very clear that these weapons or astras has to be used only when and where it is really necessary, and that's where it is taught to the people who are really wise and prudent and who can able to understand the situations, is it really needed or not. In total, for this nama, Mahapashupata Astragnirtaktasura Sainika, as per Pauranika, like historical meaning, the demon's army was completely destroyed. Bandasura's demon army was completely destroyed by the fire of Pashupatastra. The secretive meaning, as we refer all the namas, Lalithasahasranama, it was mentioned. We are going through each, what is the secretive meaning or what is the subtle meaning of the each nama. Here, the demonic army was referring to ignorance and the feelings of demonic feelings like, Arishad Varga. Those qualities were destroyed in a single and a unique willpower of Lalita Mata. That willpower is nothing but Mahabhashuvadastra. This is the total meaning of Mahabhashuvadastra Agni Sainikaya. एतत् सर्वं फलं श्री सद्गुरुचरणारविन्दार्पणमस्तु.